Didn't we get through it? Just keep watching. We have much more. Hopefully, we'll be all sane next week. In N scale or HO?
Oh, just a second, guys. I have some new engines I forgot to show, guys. Sorry. While Laverne is finishing up, I'll show these.
Are
These
those
just came
G30s?
in, and these are the G30s. Yep. So, my bad. Sorry. And okay, so this guy has got no sound, and so he is this price. Okay. And if they have sound,
But they should call me and talk to me about the price.
and talk to Carol if you.
Yeah, just show them what we
This is
have.
where.
If they're interested, call me.
Okay. So I will show you what we have. So okay. B units.
I hope everybody's not getting any ice. Hope we're not getting any ice. Thanks for watching. I know we're a little goofy, but
Okay, so that's what we've got in stock. Those engines I showed you. Okay, so that's what we've got.
yep,
Okay.
that's what we got.
All right. Okay. All right.
Turn down my mic. Hello, everybody. So I set this up to just chat or whatever, and I'm gonna work on some N-scale locomotives. Oh, I gotta mute my other phone. I did turn off the other thing, right? Hey, Richard. Hello. I don't want to pronounce that because it's probably going to be wrong and sound bad. Good evening. So we got three locomotives that we got in a collection that didn't work in testing. So I'm going to go through and retest them here on track and see what works and what doesn't work and see if I can get them going. Those out of the way. We'll try that. This is an Atlas GP40 from the 70s. It's in decent shape. Usually the roof disappears on these over time because it's a separate piece. cab roof right here. Missing the back handrail, but that shouldn't be hard to find. Let's see what happens. A headlight, but nothing else. It's out of the way. Turn. Okay, that is already down pretty far. Okay. And just gonna spin this a little bit. Let's see if it. And come in. You can do it. Motor shows signs of life. Spin it and just work off some of the old carbon. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Oh, getting there. Pull this off. And pull the gear out. Need a little. Doesn't seem overly lubricated in there. So that's good. Do that so the motor's free to. There we go.
LTEX 6437-6437 is reporting clear on track line 725-725-6969. Between milepost 179, 179 and milepost 176, 176 at 1403, 1403. Switch is normal. Is that correct, Bill?
Give it a little drop of oil right here. And I'm going to give it a little drop of oil right back in there. Just to help it loosen up a little more. Ooh, that helped a lot. Flip the direction. Okay, cool. MacGyver. AI says MacGyver a kit with a Caboose Stop Hobbies pin. You can join the Discord thing if you want, Nathan. Unless Unless I still have you muted from last time because you had a bunch of background noise. So I do have, for other people that might be watching for the first time in a long time, I do have a Discord channel now. Link in description. And if you get into that, you can voice chat live if you chose to do so.
Bridge to the BNSF 4321. Watch what?
Well, thank
Drop of oil. Drop of oil. Drop of some gear grease down in there. Get that working a little bit. Okay. Thrust. Oh boy, thrust washer I think is supposed to be on the thrust washer is supposed to probably be inside the gear case and then the bearing on the outside. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Where'd my alligator clips go? Oh, we're getting pretty good reaction out of it there. Now, wheels seem to be pretty clean. Sure isn't wanting to do much though. Like the motor is there, but it sure doesn't have much oomph anymore. This one might be best to just make this guy a dummy. That smells pretty warm. Set you aside for now. Try something else. Well, that's concerning. It's got a big that a gash, or is that's a gash on the side of that? Huh. Broken handrails. Broken shell on both sides of it. Huh. Well, it shows signs of life, so that's good. Wheels have some dirt on them. Let's see here. Pop off fuel tank. I should be able to access that bottom part. Oh, did I pop off a fuel tank comes off by pushing these black tabs down. Somehow. Now let's just do this. So that's touching that. If I go can't really, oh, there we go. There's the bearings. If I do drop of oil there, drop of oil down in there, and then your lubricant, go back to my alligator clips, there, and there. Just let that run for a few minutes. The armature, the brushes aren't too bad. Okay. I have not had a chance to look at the new museum pictures yet, Nathan. I plan to do that here. I've got some pictures from somebody else to show everybody too. Okay, this is the Woodland Scenic Tidy Track thingy. And what it is it sits on the track or it plugs in alligator clips. And then it's got power pickups on the inside there that touch the flanges. And then it's got abrasive wipes that touch the wheels. basically let it run and then just sit there and run on the dirt. I'll just let that run for a minute here. Okay. That helped clean up the wheels. It did make it a little bit warm. Ooh, very warm. See? Probably why the inside of the shell melted a little bit.
Webster, over.
Yeah, whoever had this thing ran it pretty hard.
Oh, here we go. This point Webster, formation 4029.
Slipped off.
331.0. West. On main track number 2, estimation limits, max authorized speed, otherwise restricted. Red flag is 26.3, without stopping. All minutes of the
Turn that back down. It's a lot of voltage to get this to anything.
That is a good read, Peter.
Huh. Weird. Don't I have another one of these that I ended up yes. So I've got another one that runs fairly well, if I remember correctly. But it had shell damage, and now I've got another one with shell damage. I've got a shell with no damage. And then I've got another damaged shell. Oh. Well. This one might take a full disassembly and cleaning to see if I can get it to come back. The shell, unfortunately, it's got two melt marks there and there, which is probably from that motor overheating. Does have a bell if I can salvage the bell off of it. I might have to come back to also and do a complete teardown and rebuild on it.
Webster, the UP 2579 West, I just took down that red flag, okay.
And we've got this F unit. There were two F units. One of them worked, and this one didn't. Let's see what's going on with this guy. You're very noisy, but you do work. Let's pull this up. Pull this up. That should expose that. That should expose that. And then this. And this. This screw should expose the motor, or does that take the motor out completely? I forget. It seems like it wants to take the motor out completely. I don't necessarily want to do that. It does take the motor out completely. Okay. Got those. Why is this end loose? And this... Oh, because that's screwed in there, that's why. So if I undid that, and then if I undid this... I need a bigger one. Maybe. Okay, we got that one. Is that the same screw? No, it's not. Okay. Let's try a bigger flathead.
Westbound main, please watch for it.
That just doesn't want to come off of there. Huh. We've got that out. I can give it a little drop in that bearing. Little drop in that bearing. Come back here. Gator clips. Let it spin for a minute. Okay, good. Then do a drop of oil in there. Drop of oil in there and there. Drop of oil. Oil. Oil.
Webster's Form B is board to
Okay. So probably one way to do this, to get this back in here, first of all, I've got to put the motor mount
When that freight train clears your takeoff.
back in. So these are the same,
To the yard van, you can come on back.
just that one screws in and one doesn't.
Copy that. Myers, for my bridge over. Set center.
Fort Massam Bridge, over.
Yeah, the one went by. How many ones? Is it okay, or we gotta wait on two more?
You've got one coming out of the yard. As soon as this one clears, and you'll be good to go.
Side that was screwed in. Use my screwdriver. One side's down.
Fort Madison, ready, over.
UP 2579, over.
Go ahead, over.
Hey, we might need an extra 5 or 10 minutes on our crew change. Want to try something with her marker, over.
That's fine.
But one of these was a little loose.
G4CI outbound, over.
Here we come, over.
Hey, you might want a little ice.
And if I orientate both of these vertical,
Go ahead. Yeah, why don't you
and
and I'll just pull down under yours and initialize.
orientate both the worm gears vertical, then I should be able to just drop this right in. It slides right into there. Does. And then that slides right back into there. And the screw should screw back on.
UP to the bridge.
Go ahead, UP.
Yeah, we're a couple miles along. Okay to change crews on the bridge?
Yep, that'll be no problem. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, thanks.
To eastbound on 1, you can watch for it. The radio's super quiet. I don't know if you know that or not.
You say our radio's pretty bad?
It's really, really quiet.
Okay. Bit of gear lube. Gear lube. A little bit there, and I felt that the worm gear just came out because I forgot to put the plate back in first. Oops. Gets in quieter. Yes. Much quieter and a little smoother. Oh, we got one going. That's good. Text. Keith. Please text. What is that supposed to mean? Well, we got one going. Oops. Why is there dummy on? Oh, here comes that UP train. 2 mile long monster. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, we got one going good. Cool. Well, what time? I'm only gonna have this. I guess I could. I guess I could dummy this engine. Which I don't know. I'm probably gonna wait on that. I may end up with a donor motor someday. Yeah. I don't know what to do on this one. If anybody watching has an opinion on what I should do, let me know. We could make it a dummy and just let it be a free roller going to consist, or I can keep it and wait for parts and hopefully try and resurrect it. Let's see if I have parts. Or maybe I do have parts. on the motor? I have a new in-box motor for it. Wow. I guess we'll try and resurrect it with a new motor. Not tonight. So I've got two motor candidates. Cool. Well, I guess I'm going to jump over to the other project that I was working on last night. And that is doing body mount coupler installs. I'm going to gather up all these parts. Just give this a project box. And then we'll come back to it. I gotta put the motors back. Okay, that's getting annoying. At least for me. I don't think your sound is that bad. Or it shouldn't be. There we go. That's better. This away. The track hanger thing. Come back to the body mount. Okay. Long shaft. So I'm going to try something here. For the long shank couplers that we talked about last night, have a notorious issue of not having enough closing strength. And one way to deal with that is when you assemble them, you fuse them together at the circular part. So I'm going to do that on a couple of sets. I'm going to do that on one set and install it on an 86-foot car. I'm trying to find that one that wouldn't hold together by itself. I found half of it. I need to find the other half of it. Nope. Nope. Where'd it go? Boxes, air hoses, screws. Tell me I lost it. Oh, there it is. I take the smallest screwdriver that I have here, if that fits through the hole, which it does, top part fits through the hole, which it does, and then okay. So here's how this is supposed to work. If I've got the coupler sitting here and I'm holding it together in a closed position, like so, except with the screwdriver. There we go. Now the idea is you use a soldering iron, which I will grab right now, or turn on right now. Touch each side of it. And that's supposed to magically fuse it together without turning it into a little plastic blob. Let's see what happens. I better zoom in for this because what we're dealing with is tiny. Go OBS. One. Zoom in. Zoom. No, that's not zoom. Okay, so there's the coupler. Now, we take soldering iron and we put it next to the gear lubricant and we untangle it from the other thing. Spin it around without burning ourselves. Okay, there we go. And then we somehow touch. That work. Touch. I think it did. Touch. Touch. We have a fused coupler. Cool. It worked. Keep that going for a minute. No, don't turn off. Clip off without flying across the room is near impossible. Ooh, I almost lost a piece. Did I just make a dummy coupler? So, yes and no. Kind of, but there's enough flex and stuff between the head of the coupler and the center post that it will still open and couple. A high resistance ones. That's a good way to put it. The easiest way to do this is slide on. Okay. I thought it was supposed to be an extra 15-minute crew change. That was pretty quick, actually. Hey. Interesting. Should.
For Madison Radio, go ahead. Over. Yeah, just try your outbounds on this vehicle, FPM VA rate back off the area. Okay, I got a westbound UP train blocking the crossover, so let's see. Yeah, when I'm able to get you going, I'll get you going. Over. Come back, dispatcher. Yeah, go ahead. Over. We need to go west out of here. That's my fault. Going west. Okay, signal indication.
I don't know why that didn't want to push down in the rest of the way.
Myers, Fort Man Bridge, over.
Go ahead, Bridge.
In case I grab main tube a little bit, over.
Give me 1 second. Did you say you needed main 2?
That's correct. For a couple minutes, please.
What do I do with that screwdriver?
Track protection, main track 2 at 1450, 1450.
Argentina traffic to main tube, 1415.
Exited most of the building and such. We'll be here tomorrow. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow then, RC Adventures, if you're taking off. Good night. Oh, there we go. I must have tightened up that hole just a slight bit. Without too much hassle.
Get my radio test there, Phil.
Can you hear me, CI?
Don't flip that over.
You might have to relay, Jay.
Okay, yeah, I'm in position to relay. Supers just went by about 60 more.
All right, we're not lined up at ortho, so I'll give you what I got.
All right.
Try this again. Oh, I should open that up just a little bit more.
About 25 more, CI.
25 CI.
All right, I got about 1,000 feet.
All right. Give me what you got.
I need a little bit bigger drill bit. That one.
15 if you got it.
15 on the CI.
That one's too small. This one. Oop, that's the one I want. Right there.
Eight more.
8.
8 CI.
Go.
5.
5.
5.
Oh, now we're slipping down in
3.
3.
So there's two different ways that I can approach this. I can either leave it like that
CI.
and it'll have a little bit of flex. And that's probably what I would end up doing with the 60 footers. But if I trim off the little fins off the back,
CI Sun Center.
then I can have this just be a free floating coupler. So I'm going to do that. Drop the coupler back in. And that should be a free floating coupler for an 86-foot car. That's got a bunch of turn in it. Actually, should be enough. I mean, there's plenty of turn. Oh, I'm out of view. I'm sorry. There's plenty of turn here, but it's still a little stiff. So if it's out, it just stays out. It doesn't float. And that could be a problem, but I think we'll just try it. Go back to zoom out just a little bit. But what I should do is I should make.
Doing 82 on the rear, CI.
Alright, got 82 on the head in. Thanks, Bill.
You ready?
And then that should put me. I'll set that as a preset 3.
Try it again.
There we go. Go back to preset 2. Preset 3. There we are.
Showing 77 on the rear.
Say again, Phil.
77 on the rear.
77 on the rear, CI.
1.
Alright, I got a FR no com right now.
Try to count.
This is my body mount test car.
Well, it went emergency that time. Showing double zeros. Ready to reset it?
Ready to reset?
I got double zero on the head in.
Zeros on the head.
Air back in.
Gotten it back in.
So let's pull this coupler off. And let's drop in.
Dump the entire train, Jim?
Yeah.
I'll close it. Wait a minute.
What kind of sand do I need to make a mold of a car frame? Hell, I don't know. Like What are we doing? Metallurgy now? That doesn't want to.
We still armed?
You want to make your own track cleaning car.
For some reason the train went emergency.
You got the airbag?
Yeah, it's bumping.
Pumping. You still armed.
But why would you need sand for that? That's what I'm not following. Using brass and copper. Nate, I think you're putting way too much thought into this idea.
Is that angle cock open between the train and the EOT?
Got air going to the EOT, Phil?
I do now. I was waiting for it to build up. I've checked a couple times at 0. Getting 7 8 on it right now.
Make a mold.
Yeah, I just got a reading.
Okay.
He says he's on, Phil. You clear?
Yeah, I'm in the clear. You got it, everything you needed?
I would assuming it'd be
You're armed and ready to go, right, Jim?
That is correct.
I forget what the name of that sand was. It's some special wet molding sand. But I don't know how this is going to lead to a track cleaning car. You're going to have to explain this one to me at some point. You have a pattern. Okay. Have you ever done metal casting before? Because I think that's what you're asking to do.
ETC operations entering Fort Matt radio.
UP 2579, PTC.
579, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We got GTB 10680, and we're trying to initialize, and it's timed out, waiting for train ID confirmation on the DNSF twice.
Alright, what's that GTB number you've been assigned over?
10680.
One more time, was that 10660 over?
10680.
Alright, roger, stand.
I'd probably do some practice metal casting before you try your hand at casting a flat or a rail car in metal. Make metal or make pattern in sand, melt metal, pour mold, pour into mold. How hard can that be? Okay. I remember doing that back in college, and it was not easy. I don't know, any of the other viewers want to help Nathan with his metal casting? Um, I'm not trying to make light of this, Nathan, but might be other ways to skin a cat without getting into metallurgy, metal casting. You used aluminum in high school. I think that's what I did too when I was doing it in college. Um, yeah, they had us make a mold of some kind of metal. Like, by metal, I mean like award metal. And then cast it in aluminum. So, one of my projects was to build a track cleaning train. And it didn't involve any metal casting. So maybe we'll team up on that one. That's still a little tight. Trying to open up this stupid hole just enough to
Operations UP2579.
just enough to let the coupler.
I just sent the dispatcher a message. Go ahead and try that PTC one more time. Let's see if it goes through. Over.
All right, hit the button. Thank you.
It's wanting to back itself out, but
All right, got it, PTC. Thank you.
Roger, all up and running. Sounds good. You have a safe trip. Over.
All right, thank you for the help.
No problem. PTC out.
so I guess to summarize what I was going to build here coming up. Grab it out of my parks.
For Madison Radio, go ahead.
I guess send me a picture of what you have, Nathan. I'm curious.
Okay. I guess you guys have some type of issues. You got them all repaired, or? Yeah, all resolved.
So this is what I was going to make my track cleaning train out of. I've got 4 of these. And it is a combination track scrubber car and vacuum car. And I was just going to link them up, put DCC in them, and kind of figure out how to power route through all of them so they're all interconnected power-wise. And then turn it into like a rail grinding train. The other thing to look at, Nathan, that might be an easy way to keep track clean are these. They supposedly clip onto the back of trucks, of cars, and then drag along. I should put one of these on something and try it out sometime. It actually works.
Fort Myers, Fort Myers Bridge, over.
Go ahead, Fort Bridge.
I can give up my main tube section there, over.
Roger that. I'm giving up track section, main track 2, 1511, 1511.
1511, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Banner to Myers. We're walking on main one right now. Air van. Copy that.
Excuse me. Let's see how this comes out. Coupler height. Pretty close. Oh, INR fan. Hi, Chris. That one needs to come down just a little bit. Easiest way to do that, I think, is going to be to trim this off. Yeah, Nathan, I would just try those dust monkeys first. I guess I should try them too. I've bought them and I've talked about them, but I've never actually tried them. Ian, try and jump on the Discord. Should be a link in the description on this video to get to it. What's CN80? What's significant about CN8952? Oh, GT Heritage unit. Cool. I didn't realize that was in town. But
Westbound on 1, I got some guys working down there. Let me get them cleared up, and I'll get back to you.
damn it. Plan was foiled by pizza cutters. Wheels.
Here's to Benner.
Let me get a couple guys here clear, and I'll get right back with the bridge.
Thank you.
Roll and clear there, Dan. Thanks. All clear, main 1.
I still haven't seen that one. That's my favorite one.
Go ahead.
I can give it main 1 this time.
Roger that. Benner releasing track protection main track 1 at 1517-1517.
Center stands release track protection on main track 1 at 1517-1517.
That's correct. Thank you. To westbound on 1, you can watch for it.
That. Well, that fixed the coupler height problem. Cool. That one done. Then that needs to be almost all the way out there. Wow. Yeah, man, that's to do some microtrain. Gotta build a same train microtrains couplers.
You guys stopped at Argyle?
Nathan, yes, I agree. The dust bunnies are like little felty, fuzzy things. I'll pull one out when I clean up here, and I'll put one on a car. See how it works. See how easy it is to set it up. childproof packaging. Hey. Here they are. Nice felty thing here. And let's find our. Okay, there it's on. There it is on the track. There's enough flex in there that it can wobble around. The wheels pretty freewheeling. You have a in theory you could just pull that along. These I don't think can be cleaned. I think it's just a matter of tossing it and getting more. They're pretty cheap. Oh, next time I do a layout run, I'll have that in the training. We'll try it out. Looks like you can go both ways with it too, which is kind of nice. Um, the other thing, let me go get it. I'll be right. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're up there. I got a couple other ideas for you, Nathan. So this is something my grandfather made that I still have. And it is an Atlas boxcar. And he drilled 2 holes in the frame. And he took something. I think I've seen people use masonite. He put a piece of foam between the pad and the body to kind of hold it down as a spring. And then used screws to hold it in place and let it kind of flex up and down. And then a weight on the car to kind of hold the car down a little better. So that's one thing that you could do. and there's just enough abrasion to do some track scrubbing. The other thing that you can look for is Aztec made this thing, which is a Bright Boy roller, several different types of brushes, and a magnet, all in one card, designed to be a track cleaner. Now, if you're nervous about using a Bright Boy, then you might be nervous about having that. And then Rocco made a simpler version of the same type of thing, Bright Boy style, that was more like this. But I would have seen some people do with the rough side of a masonite board. They'll cut it into strips. They'll glue flathead screws onto the smooth side of the masonite, run those up through the car like this is, and then let the rough side of the masonite touch the track, and use that as a track cleaner. A few different things that you can think about that don't involve casting brass metal. Whoops. What the fuck was that? Is that a drill bit? I better turn off the soldering iron too before I touch it. I think I just dropped a drill bit somewhere. My plan for the track cleaning train is for these guys in vacuum form and one or two of these guys without the roller, and then probably some cars with the dust bunnies on them. And then we'll scratch build bodies on the other cars to match the profile of this, so it all looks like one unit, painted up to look like a maintenance away thing, and try and get some decals and make it look like a rail grinder. Alright, I think I'm going to ramp up for tonight. I'm kind of at a stopping point. Tomorrow night, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We got locomotives fixed. Oh well, I'll figure it out between now and then. I think these Tomix things have the ability to do wet pads too, because you can put it's got a fluid reservoir in there. Oh, that's Japanese. I can't read any of that. So, okay, well, I will talk to you guys later, and have a good night. Thanks for watching.